you tell me where I might find platform 9 3/4?
9 3/4? Think you're being funny, do you?
Say every year, packed with muggles, of course.
You guys, what the heck? This is crazy. I thought the thing would have disintegrated or melted by now or something. I just got to this part of the book about Dudley's tail. It's still there. What the heck? So Harry is coming up to his aunt and uncle, and he's asking them to give him a ride to King's Cross tomorrow because he needs to, you know, catch the train to Hogwarts. And they're like, where the heck is the school anyway? And Harry's like, I don't know. I'm just supposed to take the train from platform 9 3/4 at 11 o'clock. And they're like, platform what?
9 3/4? Think you're being funny, do you?
9 3/4, you know? And they're like, don't talk rubbish, said Uncle Vernon. I love like making his voice. It's so funny. There is no platform 9 3/4. It's on my ticket. Barking, said Uncle Vernon. Howling mad, the lot of them. You'll see. You just wait, all right. We'll take you to King's Cross. We're going up to London tomorrow anyway, or I wouldn't bother. Why are you going to London? Harry asked, trying to keep things friendly, poor thing. Taking Dudley to the hospital, growled Uncle Vernon. Got to have that ruddy tail removed before he goes to Smeltings? What the heck? What? The tail is still bare, guys. Oh my god. I would have been traumatized for good. Okay, guys, so Harry is having such a tough time, of course, finding platform 9 3/4 because it does not exist. The Dursleys are such jerks. They just left the boy at the train station laughing, and they just drove away. They left him. This is just awful. And Harry kind of heard a passerby or a family, I guess, who are having a conversation, and some key words like muggle popped up, and he's like, well, let me just go ahead and stop these people. So let me go ahead and read this here. It'll be my first time reading it. So it says here, Harry swung around. The speaker was a plump woman who was talking to 4 boys. Okay, I'm thinking it has to be Fred. Is it George? Fred, George, and Ron. I don't know who the 4th boy could be. Phil, head boy, Connor, like who's that? No such name. Maybe they'll tell me here. I can't remember. Philip, Phil, Victor. I don't know. Okay, each of them was pushing a trunk like Harry's in front of him, and they had an owl. Heart hammering, Harry pushed his cart after them. They stopped, and so did he, just near enough to hear what they were saying. Now, what's the platform number? Said the boy's mother. 9 3/4, piped a small girl, also red-headed, who was holding her hand. Mom, can't I go? You're not old enough, Ginny. Now be quiet. All right, Percy. Oh, Percy. There are like more brothers, though, besides him and Ron and George and Fred, right? Okay, Percy. Okay. All right, Percy, you go first. What looked like the oldest boy marched toward platforms 9 and 10. Harry watched, careful not to blink in case he missed it. But just as the boy reached the dividing barrier between the 2 platforms, a large crowd of tourists came swarming in front of him, and by the time the last backpack had cleared away, the boy had vanished. Wow. Fred, you next, the plump woman said. I'm not Fred, I'm George, said the boy. Honestly, woman, you call yourself our mother. Can't you tell I'm George? Can't you tell I'm George? That's really funny. Sorry, George, dear. Only joking. I am Fred, said the boy, and off he went. His twin called after him to hurry up. I can't. You're telling me that one of them is going to die? I don't know which one, Fred or George, but I can't. Like, this is, how do you kill? I'd rather Harry had died than a sibling. I just, like, people are controversial. Like, what did you click off? I dislike the video. But, like, not really, of course. But you know what I mean? It's like, I can't take when a sibling dies. You're killing me. Like, I can't. This is crazy. Don't tell me which one dies, you guys. Don't leave a comment below if it's Fred or George. It'll probably be somebody. It was George. But, like, I have no idea which one dies. But it's just, oh, this is just gonna be so heartbreaking. Anyway, this is hilarious. I'm not Fred, I'm George, said the boy. Honestly, woman, you call yourself our mother. Can't you tell I'm George? Sorry, George, dear. Only joking. I am Fred, said the boy, and off he went. His twin called after him to hurry up, and he must have done so, because a second later he had gone. But how had he done it? Now the third brother was walking briskly toward the barrier. He was almost there, and then, quite suddenly, he wasn't anywhere. There was nothing else for it. Excuse me, said Harry to the plump woman. Hello, dear, she said. First time at Hogwarts? Ron's new too. Oh, we meet Ron! How exciting! She pointed to the last and youngest of her sons. He was tall.
I don't think so.
Well, I guess maybe for his age, I don't know. He was tall, thin, and gangling with freckles, big hands and feet, and a long nose. Oh, nothing like Rupert Grint, I don't think. Yes, said Harry. The thing is, I don't know how to get onto the platform, she said kindly, and Harry nodded. Not to worry, she said. All you have to do is walk straight at the barrier between the platforms 9 and 10. Don't stop, and don't be scared. You'll crash into it. That's very important. Best do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous. Go on. Go now before Ron. Okay, said Harry. He pushed his trolley around and stared at the barrier. It looked very solid. He started to walk toward it. People jostled on their way to platforms 9 and 10. Harry walked more quickly. He was going to smash right into that barrier, and then he'd be in trouble. Leaning forward on his cart, he broke into a heavy run. The barrier was coming nearer and nearer. He wouldn't be able to stop. The cart was out of control. He was a foot away. He closed his eyes, ready for the crash. It didn't come. He kept on running. He opened his eyes. A scarlet steam engine was waiting next to a platform packed with people. A sign overhead said Hogwarts Express. 11 o'clock. Harry looked behind him and saw a wrought iron archway where the barrier had been, with the words platform 9 3/4 on it. He had done it. That's so nice. Okay, let's keep on going. Wait, I literally just pressed record again. I just saw the name Neville. Neville is introduced. A boy with dreadlocks. Is that the kid from the little announcer kid from the Quidditch game? Oh, I'll let you know. Let's keep reading. I'll let you know.
Anything off the trolley, dears?
I'm enjoying this conversation here between Harry and the twins. I don't think that was in the movie. So basically the twins just helped Harry put his trunk into like the compartment on the train, okay? And Harry's like, thanks, said Harry, pushing his sweaty hair out of his eyes. What's that? Said one of the twins suddenly, pointing at Harry's lightning scar. Blimey, said the other twin. Are you? He is, said the first twin. Aren't you? He added to Harry. What? Said Harry. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Chorused the twins. Oh, him. Yes, said Harry. I mean, yes, I am. That's so funny. Oh, him. That's a wonderful way to say that. The two boys gawked at him, and Harry felt himself turning red. Then, to his relief, a voice came floating in through the train's open door. Fred! George! Are you there? Coming, Mom. With a last look at Harry, the twins hopped off the train. Harry sat down next to the window where, half hidden, he could watch the red-haired family on the platform. Oh, like wishing he had his own family, probably. And hear what they were saying. Their mother had just taken out her handkerchief. Ron, you've got something on your nose. The youngest boy tried to jerk out of the way, but she grabbed him and began rubbing the end of his nose. Mon Graf! He wriggled free. Ah, has Ickle Ronnie got something on his nosy? Said one of the twins. Shut up, said Ron. Where's Percy? Said their mother. He's coming now. The oldest boy came striding into sight. He had already changed. into his billowing black Hogwarts robes, and Harry noticed a shiny silver badge on his chest with the letter P on it. I'm like thinking that's P for Percy, but
Nope, no.
I don't know. I don't think so. Can't stay long, Mother, he said. I'm up front. The prefects have got 2 compartments to themselves. Oh, are you a prefect, Percy? Said one of the twins, with an air of great surprise. You should have said something. We had no idea. Is this like supposed to be, sarcasm? Hang on, I think I remember him saying something about it, said the other twin. Once or twice, a minute, all summer. Oh, shut up, said Percy the prefect. What is a prefect? By the way, is that kind of like head boy, or is that somebody completely different? Yeah, I have so many questions, you guys. Oh my goodness. How come Percy gets new robes anyway, said one of the twins. Because he's a prefect, said their mother fondly. All right, dear. Well, have a good term. Send me an owl when you get there. She kissed Percy on the cheek and he left. Then she turned to the twins. Now, you two, this year you behave yourselves. If I get one more owl telling me you've blown up a toilet or... blown up a toilet. We've never blown up a toilet. Great idea, though. Thanks, Mom. It's not funny. And look after Ron. Don't worry. Uncle Ronnikins is safe with us. Shut up, said Ron again. He was almost as tall as the twins. What? Where? I gotta watch the movie again. I don't recall Ron being that tall. Near perfect casting, though. So good. Okay. Yeah, he was almost as tall as the twins already, and his nose was still pink where his mother had rubbed it. Hey, Mom, guess what? Guess who we just met on the train? Harry leaned back quickly so they couldn't see him looking. You know that black-haired boy who was near us in the station? Know who he is? Who? Harry Potter. Harry heard the little girl's voice. Oh, Mom, can I go on the train and see him? Mom, oh, please. Aww. That's awesome. Oh, girl, you gonna see him all the time. You gonna see him all the time. You're gonna kiss him forever. Why am I getting a little teary-eyed for like a simple goodbye? It was only the beginning, and I'm like getting already teary-eyed. It's just the way she wrote it. I'm like... oh my gosh. So... it's just so sweet. It's like you could really, really see it, it's like good writing. So, yeah. So, Fred is it? Fred says, do you think he remembers what you-know-who looks like? Their mother suddenly became very stern. I forbid you to ask him, Fred. Don't you... No, don't you dare. Dare. I forbid you to ask him, Fred. No, don't you dare. As though he needs reminding of that on his first day at school. All right, keep your hair on. A whistle sounded. Hurry up, said Mother. said their mother. Their mother said, I can't read. And the 3 boys clambered onto the train. They leaned out of the window for her to kiss them goodbye, and their youngest sister... The younger sister began to cry. Don't, Ginny. We'll send you loads of owls. We'll send you a Hogwarts toilet seat. George! Only joking, Mom. The train began to move. Harry saw the boy's mother waving, and their sister half crying, half laughing, running to keep up with the train until it gathered too much speed. Then she fell back and waved. It's like you could just clearly see that motion, that movement. I'm like, okay, I'm okay. Nobody has even died yet, you know what I mean? Not really. But yeah, I thought that was really sweet. Beautiful moment. So I was completely off about Ron's family members. I was like, Phil. I knew one of them had that kind of sound. So Ron apparently has 5 brothers, you guys. Oh my goodness. He has Bill, Charlie, Percy, George, Fred. Ding. That's a lot. So yeah, that's something. That's a big family, which is really fun. And now Ron's talking about all of the hand-me-downs he gets from his older brother. So he's like, everyone expects me to do well as the others, but if I do, it's no big deal because they did it first. You never get anything new either with 5 brothers. I've got Bill's old robes, Charlie's old wand, and Percy's old rat. I was like, I can't remember the rat's name. We should kill him. What's his name? Who? I don't remember the rat's name right now. It's not coming to me for some reason. But yeah, I know about the rat, of course. As I said, I've seen the movies, but the books are pretty... They're just new to me. I feel like so many kids go through that in school and they shouldn't feel ashamed about that. But yeah, Ron is going on and on about, you know, his family life and whatnot. And he shows Scabbers to Harry. And he's saying how his older brother Percy got an owl from my dad for being made a prefect, but they couldn't and it cuts off. Afford was the word. I mean, I got Scabbers instead. Ron's ears went pink. He seemed to think he'd said too much because he went back to staring out of the window. Harry didn't think there was anything wrong with not being able to afford an owl. After all, he'd never had any money in his life until a month ago, and he told Ron so. All about having to wear Dudley's old clothes and never getting proper birthday presents. This seemed to cheer Ron up. So I just felt so bad for him right now. It's like that awkward feeling of like, oh my gosh, I don't have the latest things, or even if it may not be like the fanciest things, the simplest things like an owl. Most kids would have an owl and you would not think that that probably would be too expensive. But like, yeah, it happens, you know? It's like, damn, it just sucks. So we have this lady here rolling past. She's like, anything off the cart, dears? And Ron's ears went pink again. He muttered that he'd brought sandwiches.
No thanks. I'm all set.
So it's like that whole air of like, oh, I can't afford it. I don't have money. I don't have, you know, things to spare to, you know, buy whatever I'd like. And Harry, he just jumps up and he's ready to like buy as many Mars bars as he could possibly carry with all the gold and silver he just got out of Gringotts, because the Dursleys would never give him any money for candy or anything like that.
We'll take the lot.
So, but the woman who was rolling the cart, she didn't have any Mars bars. She had Bertie Bott's every flavor beans, Drubel's best blowing gum, chocolate frogs, pumpkin pasties, cauldron cakes, licorice wands, and a number of other strange things Harry had never seen in his life. Not wanting to miss anything, he got some of everything and paid the woman 11 silver sickles and 7 bronze nuts. Oh my gosh, like, slow your horses, kid.
Augusto, sweetheart, save some room for later.
Slow your horses. Oh my gosh, you guys, I know, this seems a little extra, but I can't tell you the sinus issues that I have. My nose issues. So I have the humidifier going, and I can just breathe a little bit easier. It is so darn dry here, with the radiators going on from like October until maybe May. You know, I need to calculate it, but it's like quite a while. I just have the worst sinus issues, guys. You guys don't even want to know. Like,
I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it!
it's pretty bad. And the humidifier definitely helps for me to breathe a little bit easier. This book just keeps surprising me. I can't. It's surprising me so much. Like, my heart just sank. You guys, again. So Harry is unwrapping his chocolate frogs, And it's kind of like a Pokemon type of Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess, situation where there are collectible cards where you have these famous wizards and witches cards that you can collect, and it looks like Ron has collected about 500 of them, and he's missing somebody named Agrippa or Ptolemy. That's how I would say it. That's Ptolemy. And Harry, he goes and unwraps his chocolate frog, and he picks up the card, and it, shows this guy's face who is wearing some half moon glasses and a long crooked nose, and flowing silver hair, beard, and mustache. So under the picture, the name was Albus Dumbledore. And Harry's like, so this is Dumbledore. And Ron goes, don't tell me you've never heard of Dumbledore. And Harry turns over his card and reads, Albus Dumbledore, current headmaster of Hogwarts. Considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the dark wizard Grindelwald in 1945, for the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood, and his work on alchemy with his partner, Nicholas Flamel. We're gonna find out. Professor Dumbledore enjoys chamber music and 10-pin bowling. It feels so like mystical fantasy world. Like, okay, that's like an Avatar world type of thing. It's like, oh, this is specific to that land. It's specific to that universe. You know what I mean? 10-pin bowling. What the heck is that? Like, watch it be something in real life in our world. But oh my goodness, my heart sank when it said that was the humidifier, the bubbling sound. Grindelwald in 1945, and look what we were doing, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Like, this is insane. This is absolutely outrageous. This is so cool. Like, I'm impressed. 1997 copyright. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Like, very, very cool. Big imagination. Alrighty, we're at the part where Hermione is introduced. So she opens up, the boys' compartment door, Harry and Ron's compartment door, and she's like, "Has anyone seen a toad?" "Neville's lost one," she said. She had a bossy sort of voice, lots of bushy brown hair, and rather large front teeth. "We've already told him we haven't seen it," said Ron, but the girl wasn't listening. She was looking at the wand in his hand. "Oh, are you doing magic?"
Let's see then.
Like, excuse me? How about you get out of my compartment, Hermione? Okay. Like, oh my gosh. It's like you're putting the kid on the spot. Anyway, Ron goes, all right. He cleared his throat. "Sunshine, daisies, buttermellow."
Turn this stupid fat rat yellow.
He waved his wand, but nothing happened. Scabbers stayed gray and fast asleep. "Are you sure that's a real spell?" said the girl. "Well, it's not very good, is it? I've tried a few simple spells just for practice, and it's all worked for me. Nobody in my family's magic at all. It was ever such a surprise when I got my letter, but I was ever so pleased, of course. I mean, it's the very best school of witchcraft there is. I've learned all our course books by heart, of course." Like, of course. "I just hope it will be enough. I'm Hermione Granger, by the way. Who are you?" A story to quickly tell. So, English was not my first language when we first came here. And of course, I have a couple of siblings. You guys always hear me talking about my sisters. But yes, my sister, when she was younger, and she, this book, obviously, it's pretty old. Okay, 25th anniversary, is it? And HBO Max. Right. Anyway, so yes, when she first got a hold of this book and she was reading it, she used to pronounce Hermione's name as Hermy1. Isn't that outrageous? It's like so cool. You sweet little immigrant child, you. So sweet. But yeah, she used to say Hermy1. It kind of reminds me of how back in the day as well, years ago, for Twilight. Again, I'm doing the sacrilegious thing of mentioning Twilight and Harry Potter in the same video. My goodness. Burn! But yeah, one of my sisters, again, was pronouncing Carlisle's name as Carlisle. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, she used to pronounce Hermione as Hermy1. I think that's pretty funny. Okay, guys. So, it says here, we're gonna meet the person. I'm certain it's, again, like, he's still holding on to it. I'm certain it's Malfoy. Here we go. So the compartment door slid open yet again, but it wasn't Neville, the toadless boy, or Hermione Granger this time. 3 boys entered, and Harry recognized the middle one at once. It was the pale boy from Madame Malkin's robe shop. He was looking at Harry with a lot more interest than he'd shown back in Diagon Alley. "Is it true?" he said. "They're saying all down the train that Harry Potter's in this compartment, so it's you, is it?" "Yes," said Harry. He was looking at the other boys. Both of them were thick-set and looked extremely mean. Standing on either side of the pale boy, they looked like bodyguards. Yeah. Okay. The bodyguards, Crabbe and Doyle.
Goyle.
"My name's Malfoy."
Nailed it!
Draco Malfoy. Bum, bum, bam. Ron gave a slight cough, like... That's crazy, which might have been hiding a snigger. Draco Malfoy looked at him. Oh no, isn't that like rough moment that he's, oh my goodness. Draco is so like, he's harsh, he's rude. Ron gave a slight cough, which might have been hiding a snigger. Draco Malfoy looked at him. "Think my name's funny, do you? No need to ask who you are. My father told me all the Weasleys have red hair, freckles, and more children than they can afford." He turned back to Harry. "You'll soon find out some wizarding families are much better than others, Potter. You don't want to go making friends with the wrong sort. I can help you there." He held out his hand to shake Harry's. Oh, but Harry didn't take it. Okay. "I think I can tell who the wrong sort are for myself, thanks," he said coolly. Draco Malfoy didn't go red, but a pink tinge appeared in his pale cheeks. "I'd be careful if I were you, Potter," he said slowly. "Unless you're a bit politer, you'll go the same way as your parents. They didn't know what was good for them either. You hang around with riffraff like the Weasleys and that Hagrid, and it'll rub off on you." Like, how old are you again? Chapter 7, The Sorting Hat. That's where I'm at right now. I'll check in with you guys and let you know how far I am. I'm gonna try not to read too much. It's too exciting. It's too like fun. I just want to like keep recording every little new thing that pops up. I don't know if that's the format that you guys like. If it's just too much, shut up, give us your thoughts. Or do you like a little bit more detailed, you know, a little more in-depth look at the story as I'm going through it, because I truly am experiencing it pretty much for the first time. So like my very first Harry Potter vlog video that I did do, I was a little bit more vague and a little bit more, not necessarily rushed, but I didn't go into that much detail as I am doing for this video. So you guys let me know whether or not you like this format or another, you know, like, you know, what do you want to see? So yeah, I'm gonna get into the Sorting Hat, chapter 7. We're going to go to the Great Hall. I think I'm going to figure out what we're going to be cooking for tomorrow. It should be a sweet, probably. I'm trying to do something relatively easy. But yeah, let's get into the Sorting Hat, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little while. It might get a little bit darker by the time I catch up with you, because I'm really trying not to read too much. It's a lot already. I know. Please forgive me if you don't like this format. How exactly do they sort us into houses? He asked Ron, Harry to Ron. Some sort of test, I think. Fred said it hurts a lot, but I think he was joking. Like, when are these kids not joking? It's just ridiculous. It's hilarious. Somebody's gonna hate me for doing this. So they are at the part of the Sorting Hat, of course. I was like, oh, let's see how I can have some fun with this little rhyme right here. So here we go. Drop the beat. Like, not a rapper, not even pretending to be. "Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see. I'll eat myself if you can find a smarter hat than me." Like, what? Oh, it's not over. Like, please. Somebody's like, please let it be over. Shut this bitch up. Like, the worst rapper on the face of the planet. "Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see." So here's the Sorting Hat portion. Professor McGonagall now stepped forward holding a long roll of parchment. "When I call your name, you will put on the hat and sit on the stool to be sorted," she said. Abbot Hannah. A pink-faced girl with blonde pigtails stumbled out of line, put on the hat, which fell right down over her eyes, and sat down. A moment's pause. Hufflepuff! Shouted the hat. The table on the right cheered and clapped as Hannah went to sit down at the Hufflepuff table. Harry saw the ghost of the fat friar waving merrily at her. Bones Susan!
Susan Bones.
Hufflepuff! Shouted the hat again, and Susan scuttled off to sit next to Hannah. Boot Terry! Ravenclaw! The second table from the left clapped this time. Several Ravenclaws stood up to shake hands with Terry as he joined them. Oh, so official, shaking hands. Brocklehurst Mandy went to Ravenclaw too, but Brown Lavender became the first new Gryffindor, and the table on the far left exploded with cheers. Harry could see Ron's twin brothers catcalling. Bulstrode Millicent then became a Slytherin. Perhaps it was Harry's imagination after all he'd heard about Slytherin, but he thought they looked like an unpleasant lot. Oh no, oh no. So we got Finnegan Seamus coming up. He's a Gryffindor. Hermione's being called up. She almost ran to the stool and jammed the hat on eagerly to her head. A Gryffindor, shouted, of course, and Ron groaned. Oh my goodness. So a horrible thought struck Harry, as horrible thoughts always do when you're very nervous. What if he wasn't chosen at all? What if he just sat there with the hat over his eyes for ages until Professor McGonagall jerked it off his head and said there had obviously been a mistake and he better get back on the train? I love kids' imaginations. Like, oh my goodness. When Neville Longbottom, the boy who kept losing his toad, was called, he fell over on his way to the stool. The hat took a long time to decide with Neville. When it finally shouted Gryffindor, Neville ran off, still wearing it. Oh my god. And had to jog back amid gales of laughter to give it to McDougal Morag. I don't know who that is. That's a hard name. Malfoy swaggered forward when his name was called and got his wish at once. The hat had barely touched his head when it screamed, Slytherin! Okay. Potter, Harry. As Harry stepped forward, whispers suddenly broke out like little hissing fires all over the hall. Potter? Did she say Potter? The Harry Potter? The last thing Harry saw before the hat dropped over his eyes was the hall full of people craning to get a good look at him. Next second, he was looking at the black inside of the hat. He waited. Said a small voice in his ear. Difficult, very difficult. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent. Oh, my goodness, yes. And a nice thirst to prove yourself. Now that's interesting. So where shall I put you? Harry gripped the edges of the stool and thought, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin, eh? Said the small voice. Are you sure? You could be great, you know. It's all here in your head, and Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness. No doubt about that, no? Well, if you're sure, better be Gryffindor! Gryffindor. Cool. Okay, so we got to also, we were introduced to Dean Thomas, a black boy. And Ron, of course, has been placed in the Gryffindor, just like Dean. So, right. Yes. Okay, so Albus Dumbledore had gotten to his feet. He was beaming at the students, his arms open wide, as if nothing could have pleased him more than to see them all there. Welcome. I don't know. Welcome to a new year at Hogwarts. Before we begin our banquet, I would like to say a few words. That does not sound like Dumbledore at all. Like, who is this person? I don't think I can make a Dumbledore voice. Before we can begin our banquet, I would like to say a few words. And here they are. Nitwit, blubber, oddment, tweak. Thank you. He sat back down. Everyone clapped and cheered. Harry didn't know whether to laugh or not. Is he a bit mad? He asked Percy uncertainly. Mad, said Percy airily. He's a genius, best wizard in the world. But he is a bit mad. He has potatoes, Harry. Oh, potatoes, Harry? Harry's mouth fell open. The dishes in front of him were now piled with food. He had never seen so many things he liked to eat on one table.
I'm starving!
I think I better go get some food, or else we're going to have a bad night. Roast beef, roast chicken, pork chop, lamb chops, sausages and bacon and steak, boiled potatoes, roast potatoes, fries, Yorkshire pudding, peas, carrots, gravy, ketchup, and for some strange reason, peppermint humbugs. Whew. So, for our thing that we're gonna cook, we're gonna make a dessert tomorrow, and you guys will see what it is. Cool. So we got here, somebody's introducing themselves. Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, at your service, resident ghost of Gryffindor Tower. I know who you are, said Ron suddenly. My brothers told me about you. You're nearly headless Nick. I would prefer you to call me Sir Nicholas de Mimsy, the ghost began stiffly, but sandy-haired Seamus Finnegan interrupted. Nearly headless? How can he be nearly headless? Sir Nicholas looked extremely miffed, as if their little chat wasn't going at all the way he wanted. Like this, he said irritably. He seized his left ear and pulled his whole head, oh my god, swung off his neck and fell onto his shoulder as if it was on a hinge. Ooh, how creepy. It looks like dessert is coming, so blocks of ice cream in every flavor you could think of, and we're making an interesting flavor tomorrow, you guys. I think it's kind of interesting. We're making ice cream, obviously. I just told you. So apple pies, treacle tarts, chocolate eclairs, jam donuts, trifles, strawberries, jello, rice pudding. Could we stop? That's awesome. How delicious is that? So I only have like a couple of pages left. Oh my gosh, I see the song. Hogwarts, Hogwarts, Hoggy, Hoggy, Hogwarts, teach us something, please.
Have mercy on my ears, will you?
Yeah, you see the song. And then I just have a couple pages left, and then we'll be on chapter 8, the Potions Master. I think I'll read chapter 8 off camera, and then I'll check in with you guys possibly at the end of the video. You must be sick of me by now, so yeah. I'm gonna say goodnight here, finish up my sorting hat, and go to bed, and actually go eat something, because they're having a feast. Why can't I have a feast? I need to go eat something, or like right now. Alrighty, I'll catch you guys in the morning when we're doing our cooking and food and all the delicious yummy